What is up, you guys? I'm Charmx today. I'm gonna be reacting to my instrument experiences by Jane Animations. And I love Jane Animations. Hopefully this is gonna be quite funny. And I'm probably gonna be able to relate with this just because I'm currently trying to make music. So yeah, anyway, with that being said, the original link's in the description. Without any further ado, let's begin.
You already know I like art. But there's other things to me, you know? Aside from art. I like other things too. Like art. In instrument form. When I was 5 years old, my mom put me in piano lessons. And even though I didn't understand what piano really was at the time, it just became a part of me as I grew up, and I still enjoy it to this day.
You're lucky. You're lucky. Cause I have the type of personality where I try something, and you know, if it doesn't work, or if I can't do it, the odds of me sticking with it to learn how to do it are very little. I guess it's patience. Maybe I don't have the patience to deal with trying to learn something. So like I got in guitar lessons. Like when I was really young, I did guitar lessons for like 2 weeks, and then I quit. So you're lucky you actually, you know, took piano lessons, because I would love to learn to play the piano. I would love to learn to play the piano.
If you didn't know I play piano, then you must be very new here. Do your research. I literally posted a piano video like, what is it, 6 videos ago? Nah, just pulling your leg. It's fine if you didn't know. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. But I mean, it was only 6 videos ago. So, I took lessons at this little place down the road. It was quaint and homey, just a really great atmosphere. The owner was this sweet old lady, and she had so much passion for running the place and teaching kids piano. It was great. Until around 8 years later, when the place was bought out by another owner. I don't know the exact details, but I'm assuming it was because the place was going downhill a bit and the owner couldn't keep it. So now the little piano place is being run by new people, and they sucked. They literally had no care or respect for the place and only wanted to make money. All the passion was gone, and you could feel the life drain out of the poor place every day. They branched out to other lessons, which doesn't seem bad, but there would be electric guitars playing at the same time as violins, and during my private—
What, they didn't have like rooms or whatever with like soundproofing so you don't have to hear other people doing stuff? That'd be really annoying if they didn't.
lessons, there would be some kid blasting it on the drums a couple rooms down. Nothing worked. There was no synergy. But no, it got worse. The new owners renovated the place to add dance lessons. So not only are there freaking—
Wow, these people are like really freaking entrepreneurs. I mean, they're trying to, you know, captivate the marketplace.
And drum solos playing at the same time as one-on-one piano lessons, but now there's an extra layer of background noise of bad hip-hop music. I remember trying to play a Mozart piece I was assigned, and halfway in we were interrupted by— a lot of people were complaining, but the owners didn't listen or care. More variety means more profit, so off with you, peasants. We decided to leave when they added karate classes. So that's how I
They added karate. That's a big branch out. Like, you know, piano branching off to different instruments. It's all kind of in the same genre, right? Then going off to dance, it's still kind of in the same genre, right? It still has to do with music and whatnot. But then you go off to karate lessons. That's a whole other ballpark. That's very bizarre that they would do that. And yeah, you'd think they would fix their ways once people started leaving. So, you know, if a whole bunch of people started leaving, they'll be like, oh, well, we're obviously doing something wrong. And then they would fix what they were doing wrong.
lessons. To be honest, I already knew the basics of piano, and they were kinda just throwing songs at me to learn. And when I got it down, I just move on to the next and totally forget about the previous one. You know, like when you study for a test just to pass and then walk out of class the same day like, nice, now I can forget everything. So I was kind of getting bored of the whole routine anyway. For 2 years, I stopped playing piano. I thought I could only play what teachers told me to and wasn't interested in the majority of what they were giving me. I was tired of the typical classic songs and stuff. Not trying to say classical or any of that style of music is bad. I was just sick of learning them and was overall disinterested. Keep in mind, I was doing it for 8 years. In the summer of my junior year of high school, I remember hearing a Pokemon song and thought, you know, this would be really pretty on the piano. I wonder if people have made it into sheet music. And thus, I was introduced to a whole new world of piano music.
Video game music? Yeah, video game music is really good. Definitely with like certain video games. Like, the new God of War has good music. And it's the same with, like, a whole bunch of different games where they have, like, these crazy music put into it. And if you know how to play the piano, and you could play it easily, and that's... Oh, man, I wish I took piano when I was little. I don't have the stick-to-itiveness to do it.
Jaden, you aren't a real pianist unless you only play Beethoven and Chopin and Mozart. Anything else is a disgrace to the piano. What are you doing? Do you mind if I use this scalpel to just try and make a big incision in your head? What? Why? You seem a bit close-minded. I started downloading a bunch of video game sheet music I was attached to, and I was re-inspired to pick up piano again. Yay, happy ending! Don't
What?
give up on your dreams, kids. Sparkles, fireworks. But what you don't know, unless you know me personally, or have been stalking me for the past 14 years of my life, is that I've actually had my fair share of playing a lot of other instruments too. I was a bit of an instrument dolphin, diving into one instrument, dropping it, and diving into a new one. Repeat cycle. The United States education system is dumb. I think we all already knew that. Also, shout out to Arizona for being one of the best states in the US for education. Haha! So I don't know about you, but my elementary school forced 3rd graders to take a Suzuki class where you learn how to play the violin. No one liked it except the 3 or 4 kids whose parents already forced them to learn violin before that. The only thing I looked forward to in that class was trying to get the special violin case with the black interior instead of the normal blue. I realize now
You're freaking lucky. Man, I really wish I kept to, like, playing instruments and whatnot, because, you know, yes, of course I did play them when I was younger in school, and then when I was, you know, as at my guitar lessons, the 2 weeks, but, I mean, I just didn't have the stick-to-itiveness, and now I'm actually trying to make music, but yeah, I guess that's one of my life regrets, that I didn't stick to music, because I did also, years and years ago, I also learned a little bit of piano, too. Like, years and years and years ago. I forget how to do everything now. But if I just stuck with it, you know, who knows where I would be, right?
that was just the school having absolutely no money and buying whatever they could find to have enough violins for the amount of students. But it was special to me, alright? Nothing else to say about my violin experience. I literally don't remember anything else but just wanting to be the first to the only black violin case. Don't turn that into a racial thing. Looking at you, Wall Street Journal. In 4th grade, they let us choose if we wanted to stick with the violin or switch to a viola, cello, or bass. I chose the cello. Nothing else to that story either. I just played the cello for a year and then dropped it. There was this one girl in class who was literally the smallest out of everyone. Insert easy typical short joke. She chose the bass. The thing was frickin' 2 times the size of her height and weight.
Did she do it for like a comedic reason? Because that's like the only reason I can see why you'd do it. I mean, sure, you could, there's the point of learning the actual music, but when it's like 2 times the size of you, at that point you're kind of moving into comedy.
It was almost torture watching the poor girl haul this obnoxiously large instrument to class every week. So that's how the Egyptians built the pyramids. The school also forced us to learn the recorder. That was a nightmare. All I remember about those days were...
Oh, I remember doing that when I was, you know, really, really young. Oh my goodness. It's probably one of the worst instruments.
Guitar! Dudes, calm down with the instruments. What are you trying to do? Turn us into a parade? Again, the school was shoving more instruments down our throats when they barely had the budget to pay for complimentary pencils in their own classrooms. Hey, I don't think you need to be throwing away your money to random crap. You know, I think there's some other people there who could benefit from a bit extra in their salaries. So the school bought guitars.
Oh, that's the
but
truth.
Not enough guitars. They couldn't afford enough for all the students in a class, so we had to share them in groups of 3. 3! Not even 2.
How expensive were these guitars? For those of you who don't know, I bought a guitar when I was trying to learn that To Be Continued meme song. And the guitar was only, I want to say it was around $100, something like that. It was really cheap, but it still sounds good. I haven't had any problems with it, and that's like one of the cheapest you can get. And it shows you that you don't need to go spend $500 to $1,000 or even more for a guitar. So was your school buying like the guitar I got where it's really cheap, or were they buying more professional ones? Because it's a school, right? It's the point is learning an instrument. You're not actually in a band or whatever, or the guitars aren't meant to be if you're in a band or whatever where you need the best of instruments. It's for learning it. So you could have gone with $100 guitars.
2. You tried? One student would have to play a chord, and then the other two would just stare at them. No one learned anything. Imagine trying to learn how to write the alphabet, but hey, no. You can't write the letters. You have to watch someone write the letters. Kinesthetic learning style. What's that? School... What are you doing? Are you actually trying to be low on that education list? You know you're supposed to try for first, right? It's not a high score kind of thing. You're not supposed to go for 50. Finally, of course, there was the typical band option in 5th and 6th grade. The instrument I chose was the flute. The main reason was because when the band teacher came in to show us all the instruments we got to choose from, he let us try and play them without any experience, and when he was explaining the flute, he was like, okay, now the flute is one of the hardest to pick up. It's a bit more complicated than
Wouldn't you think the flute would be one of the easiest to pick up? It's basically just a fancy recorder, if you think of it.
Then it looks. You've got to figure out the exact special way to align your lips to make the sound because it's a very
and that
particular...
Part.
Holy mother, I am the chosen one. This is a sign from the heavens. Great God, Apollo has destined me to play this flute. Get wrecked, mates! I actually really liked playing the flute. Since I already knew how to read sheet music from my piano lessons, I was already a step above most of the students, and I had fun. But I had to drop it after 6th grade because taking band in junior high didn't fit into my schedule. Instead, I chose to take an art elective. And you know where that led to.
Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. I won't lie, I'm a little bit, I don't know, envious of Jaden for being able to stick with learning music because, you know, that's very unlike me. I don't know, very low patience. I don't have that much stick-to-itiveness. I can't do stuff for very long, you know, or if I try doing something, if it doesn't go the way I want within, you know, a couple days, I just give up and go on to something else. I've always been like that. But yeah, right now, like, I'm currently trying to make music, and if only I'd stuck with, you know, what I learned when I was younger and kept going, it'd have been a whole different story. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys like this. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, possibly share with a friend if you're new, and subscribe to the family. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to Jane Animations, links in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Boop.